Hello, all my grown and sexy friends. It is Tuesday's Talk. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the new norm, okay? More or less, some questions, see how you guys are going to respond. I'm going to try to respond the best way that I can, okay? So, I was reading a little bit in the AARP bulletin, of course, and it said insights from more than 100 experts, okay, on the new normal. I want to say that one of the things that they were speaking of was the, what do they call it? Telemedicine, okay? So, I'm okay with telemedicine in certain instances, okay? If I just have a regular doctor's visit, I'm okay with, getting on the video chat with the doctor and talking to her. The one thing that we have to have is our own, like our own, what do you call that, scale to weigh ourselves. We need our own pulse oximeter to check our pulse ox. We need our own thermometer to take our temperature. And these things are okay. We need our own blood pressure cup to take our blood pressure. And again, like I said, these things are okay. But how do you feel about that? How y'all feel about the fact that you have to talk to your doctor on the video chat? How do you feel about having to have all of these products in home and having to check, your vitals yourself just to provide the doctor with them? What if you have a sore throat? What are you going to do? No, that's not going to work. They can't see down your throat, okay? What if you're having an earache? They can't see inside of your ear either. So, okay, I'm okay with the telemedicine, but I'm not okay if there's actually something going on with me. If there's something going on, I can't do the telemedicine because it's not going to work. So I want to know how you guys feel about it, okay? Another thing that I want to discuss is living the city life. How do you feel about things that are going on in your city right now? I mean, anywhere you go here in North Carolina, you have to have a mask on. You cannot go in the store. You cannot, be in front of other people without having a mask on now. It's mandatory. The governor has made it mandatory. The mayor, whoever, I don't know, but I believe it was the mayor. He made it, mandatory that here we have to wear a mask. If you go into any store, any restaurant, whatever, you have to wear a mask, okay? So how do you feel about that? There are still, elderly who wear their gloves, wear their masks. They still get to go to the store early in the mornings, before everybody else starts crowding the stores. And I think that's great. Okay. I'm okay also with wearing the mask. I'm okay with wearing the mask. I'm okay with wearing gloves if I need to. I'm okay with everybody else doing the same. All right. But how long is this going to last? How do you feel about it? I feel like this is going to be the new norm. Wearing a mask when you go out. Possibility of wearing gloves so you don't touch stuff you have no business, okay? Coming home and disinfecting your hands and such, washing all the way up to your elbows or wherever you need to wash up to. So I wanted to know how you felt about that too, okay? Another thing was, how do you guys feel about telecommuting? A lot of people are working from home now. For instance, if you want to apply for some type of social services, food stamps or, Medicaid, whatever, you have to do these things online and you have to make calls to these workers and they're actually at home. They're telecommuting. They're not in the office. When you do go into the office here in North Carolina, you have to be scanned for your temperature. And then you walk over to a lady who tells you to grab an envelope, put your paperwork in the envelope and go drop it in the drop box right outside the door. So there's nobody in the office for you to actually talk to if you're having a problem. You actually got to call them on the phone or you email them. And that's cool too, okay? But how do you feel about it? Me, I don't know too much how I feel about that one. It's just kind of a little weird that I have to take my paperwork and instead of scanning it into the machine like I used to do and it going directly emailed to whoever, now I have to put it in an envelope and go take it back outside where I just came from and put it in a drop box and wait on an answer. That's a little weird to me. Okay. So that's another thing. How do you guys feel about, the telecommuting in certain places? Okay. Some places, yes. Okay. I understand, if you need your computer fixed or something like that. I'm used to having, people who work online. I call them and they talk me through what to do and how to do it. And I'm okay with that. Okay. But there are some things that I'm not okay with, like having to walk up, get an envelope, and go back outside. But just to get an envelope and stand 6 feet across a table from this woman, I got to have my temperature checked just to go walk over there and get an envelope and take it back out the door in the heat, the rain, the whatever. Okay, come on. We're getting a little crazy there to me. Okay, guys. Another one is money. There are a lot of COVID scams out there. I'm not sure what all these scams are, but they're out there. We need to be really, really careful who and what we're dealing with when we deal with, people who call in regards to particular things. Okay, for one, let's not make these online friendships. Let's not be that friendly to people. Okay. Because when it comes to scams, it is very easy for them to be friendly with you and to, sound official and for them to say things that make you think that, whatever they're talking about is officially from the Social Security office, or, oh, we're from the bank and we need, this information, or, your Social Security number was used and we need you to verify your Social Security number or things. No, the Social Security office doesn't do that. If you don't feel comfortable, most likely it's a scam. Go ahead and call the Social Security office. Call your bank. Call whoever you need to call. Call a good friend, a real good friend, a friend that you already know, and say, hey, look, I just got this phone call and they said blase, blase, and I want to know what you think about it. Most likely that friend is going to probably say the same thing that you were thinking. I don't know about that. I think you better call and check on that one. Okay, so me personally, I don't call these people back. So if they leave a message on my machine, I'm not going to call them back. I don't care how friendly they sound. First off, I'm already scary. Okay, so I don't care if you calling me. If you say you calling from the Social Security office, I'm going to hang up on you. And baby, guess what? If you're from the Social Security office, you're going to call back from a number that I recognize, not a number that I don't. If I don't recognize it, I'm not trying to answer that phone call. Okay? Okay, everyone. Another one is travel. They've basically stopped the tourism industry. How do you feel about that? I'm okay with that because I don't want to go getting on nobody plane, train, or anything else. And it could be skeptical with the people that are on there. Those people could be sick and just don't want to say something, or maybe they just have some mild symptoms that are still able to be spread. Okay. So now I hear that, or rather in my AARP, it does say that, day trips are coming back around. So you can take a little day trip. Okay. So they're starting with baby steps because they want you to go explore your local areas. Okay. See what's open, see what you're able to do. Like one of my young friends took her children to the zoo, but it was a drive-through zoo. So it was amazing. Okay. So they didn't have much contact. Okay. Well, they didn't have contact with people regardless, but they were able to, drive through the zoo. Okay. I thought that was pretty cool. I guess the only contact would have been to pay for the tickets to go driving through. Okay. Also, they said they're going to have cleaner airplanes. All right. So, they think the airplanes are too tight of a space, okay? So when people are sitting on the airplane, everybody's sitting so close together. I guess what they're thinking is pulling out some of those seats so that people are not sitting so close together. Okay, not as many people will be able to travel at one time, but at least people will be able to travel, okay? Let's see. There will also be pre-flight checks. When you get ready to get on the plane, they're going to check you. They're going to make sure that you're okay and you don't have any symptoms. You're not symptomatic when you get ready to board. Okay? So let's, and also the cruises, you know, the cruises had stopped too, but they are also going to work toward opening the cruise lines, letting people start taking cruises again. And again, they're going to, you know, have their different little things that they're going to do to try and help. They're going to make sure that you are checked before you get on the cruise, okay? As far as that, I don't really see what else that they can really do. How do you guys feel about that? I'm okay with people traveling again. But what I'd like to see is them limit the amount of people who were going to be in that space. The amount of people on that plane, the amount of people on that train, the amount of people on that bus, the amount of people on that cruise. Okay? They need to limit how many people are going to be traveling at one time on that one mode of travel. Okay, so there's a lot of questions. I just want to know how you guys feel about all of that. Okay, give me some answers that you have, or some thoughts that you have, or even questions. It's fine. Remember, everyone, hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave your comments, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm glad you were with me, and I hope and I pray that everyone is okay and doing well. Keep it